I am back in Paris after a beautiful 2-week break in London, and I have returned with a new attitude. This attitude is 2026 is the year I'm getting off that goddamn phone. I was a stereotypical Gen Z in the whole of 2025. I was phone addicted. I was using my phone too much and using it for not the right reasons. I think there are definitely positives to technology, and the amount of information that we have access to in our modern day is incredible. The fact that I can access basically anything I want at the tip of my fingertips is insane. But there's also the downside that there are so many things on my phone that want me to not let it go. And I was certainly a victim. I was using social media for so many hours a day. I was a victim of the doom scroll, and I was playing video games. But I do also not think it's a bad thing to rest. I had a very intense 2025. I had a bunch of exam seasons. I did my first and second year of uni, having to find 2 different internships. It was a crazy year. But one thing I want to do is go analog. Not completely. I am not in any way sort of detaching myself from the internet. Of course, I am now speaking into my phone to record a YouTube video, but I want to start doing things not to relying on technology. So this kind of just encapsulates, I even wrote this list on my laptop. Like, this is really how much I rely on technology, guys. I wrote a little list of things that I want to do in 2026. So let's talk about it. This is going to be a little vlog of me talking about the year, of me unpacking and redoing my bookshelves, of just doing some nice things together. Today's Saturday evening, so we also will have Sunday to do some nice things together, and I just thought, nice way to come back to YouTube. Something that's not on my list, but it's something that I have decided, is I definitely want to start doing social media more seriously. I started my book talk as kind of just a joke. Not really a joke, but you know what I mean? Like, not really any intentions in mind, just kind of just to sit there and talk and like books. But seeing as I've gained 15,000 of you now, that's insane. And I'm starting to work with some big brands. I actually have some potential collaborations coming out soon, which is very exciting. Maybe they'll be out by the time this comes out. Who knows? So I want to start taking it more seriously. Today, I reopened my Instagram account. My Instagram account is pages.reads. Also, I'm starting to write on Substack. My Substack is pages.ag. Everything will be in the description box of this YouTube video, or it'll be probably on the screen if editing me does this right. So I'm gonna start doing this more seriously. Gonna start doing Bookstagram now. Woo! And booktube, apparently. Yay! I'm not so focused on YouTube. I think YouTube will just be for longer videos like this where I actually have something to say. But Instagram and TikTok, I'm gonna try to do some more regular things. This always happens with me. I go through phases of like, I'm really gonna like, get an uploading schedule. Like for summer 2025, I had like a full-on uploading schedule. Like I was uploading once every 2 days, but I just can't keep up with it. I also run out of ideas, and I don't want to give you guys content that isn't authentic. I don't just want to put out content for the sake of putting out content. That seems so fake and superficial, and that's not what my social media is about. My social media is just me and my ideas and my thoughts. It's not that I want to do it more regularly, it's that I just want to do it more seriously, if you get what I mean. Now, to start on my actual list, the first thing I want to do is I want to start journaling. I have never journaled in my life. I never kept a diary as a child. I never did anything, but it's something that I'm going to try this year. The reason for this is I realized, I've been thinking it for a couple months, but I've truly realized this just over the Christmas holidays, is I don't really know what I actually think. Now, that seems a bit strange, but let me explain. I know I have opinions and I know I have ideas, but I don't know them until I'm in a conversation or it comes out of my mouth in response. It's sort of like the brain creates the connections when it's called, not uncalled for. And that's something I want to change. Now, I'm grateful that also I'm in higher education. I'm doing a bachelor's degree where I write a lot of essays and do a lot of analytical work. So it might also be due to this that I'm not using my brain, in both ways, that I'm focusing more on my studies than myself. But it's something I want to change this year, that I want to actually think about myself and who am I as a person? What do I think? What are my opinions? What are my views? And write sort of like mini essays. So let me go get it actually. But I bought this journal yesterday from the London Graphic Centre. It is made by Booktube. That's German. Really beautiful. It looks like this. It is B5 size, I believe. And I started to write, which is crazy. So I took some notes from some video essays that I watched. This is also something I want to do. I want to use social media, but I want to not use it for doom scrolling. So starting to watch video essays as well, and I took some notes. I watched one on LGBTQ art, but I didn't write any notes on that. And I wrote one on a memory technique, which is called the memory palace, or the loci method, the loci method. So I learned the word qualia, which is very cool, qualia is your inner monologue. This was very well timed for what I was doing this for, which is quite funny. The qualia is your inner monologue, or sort of the what it is character of mental states. Then I looked at the loci method, the loci method. I got into a YouTube rabbit hole of finding memory techniques and things like this. So while it's very well timed because I have an exam this week, I have an exam. I just had Christmas. I had my worst exam week of my life for the last 2 weeks, and then finished for Christmas, and now I have another one. university. So I went in a thing about that. Then I watched a video essay about romanticism. I had heard of romanticism. Obviously, I know about romanticism, but I have no idea what it actually is. So I taught myself. That's what I mean about using technology for good things. I can just learn this on a random Friday evening. So I learned about romanticism and I took a bunch of notes. And then I wrote a little thing. I'm just gonna call it a thing. It's not an essay, it's not anything. It's just a little brain splurge, which is a page and a half of my ideas about this. And basically my ideas were that we have lost a lot of passion in the modern age. The video was explaining the idea of the romantic hero and it as a secular Christ-like figure. So secular is non-religious, which I also learned that word. And I'm learning so many things guys in one day. So it's a secular Christ-like figure and it's sort of the loser who is only important in the eyes of the few that care. So sort of Amy Winehouse type thing, Nirvana, Rolling Stone, well, not The Doors, that sort of thing. And I thought about this, how this doesn't really exist anymore, or very few. I really think the last sort of romantic hero we had was Amy Winehouse. In real life, I'm not talking about a literary figure, I'm talking about a real person. Amy Winehouse, you know, she died for her love, not for, but she died because of it. And it doesn't really exist anymore. This idea of the social media influencer and being aesthetic and the clean girl, you know, everyone is the same. There are no losers anymore. Even the loser has become a sort of commodified archetype where everyone is the same. And it's not even uncool to be cool anymore. You know, the punk aesthetic has become commodified, sort of rock girl, chic, Kate Moss type thing has become cool. It's not loser anymore, it's not uncool, it's cool. And that was very interesting to me, so I talked about that. And I talked about how everyone just wants to be the same, how everyone essentially won't speak up because of fear of speaking in public, of brands, and sort of how we just need to live and respect life. That's quite a common idea that I have in my brain, that we sort of need to just like stop caring and realize that life is just life and nothing really matters. I mean, very existentialist of course, but stop trying to make everything perfect because life's not perfect and you should just live. So that was my idea. Next, completely non-book related, I want to exercise twice a week. I gained weight in 2025 and that's odd for me. I don't want to sit here looking like I have an eating disorder, just I've been very slim my whole life and this is the first year where I've really done like no exercise. I've always been very active my whole life and 2025 I did basically no exercise and that's awful for my health. We like to be healthy, so we're gonna do that. I started ballet lessons in September, which has been great. I've been going to those regularly, apart from just like 1 or 2 sessions. And I signed up for HIIT classes. So weird, I know, right? I signed up for like intense bootcamp HIIT classes. So I'm gonna try and go to those. Next, book related. I would like to write an actual review for every book I read. Last year, I read 60 books. That's insane. By the way, everything I read in 2025 is coming. I'm probably gonna film that tomorrow. I read so many books and half of them I don't give a shit about, which is fine, but I still should be able to talk about them, and I feel like I can't. I think that I got really into a state of just reading and reading and reading, which is great, and I don't want to say I didn't absorb what I read, but I think to fully engage with the book, I should write a review. I'm not saying an essay, but just a review, like a 1-page review. I'm gonna try. Like guys, I'm trying to be realistic, because I don't want to be one of those persons. Like, I hate when I don't achieve a goal. If I don't achieve a goal, that like makes me so depressed and I just have no desire to do anything anymore. So I'm really trying to set these as achievable goals. Originally my goals were like journal every day and I'm like, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna journal every single day. I just think that's too much. So journal regularly. Next is limit my phone use. I would ideally like to only spend 1 hour on social media per day and like 1 hour max on video games, which I think is very achievable. Yesterday I did it. Today I also done it, but I say that it's only 5:30. It's 5:30 and it's black outside. So similarly linked to this, I want to practice Italian with my morning coffee. I have a coffee every single morning. Even in university days, I wake up an hour and a half before my first lecture. I spend an hour getting ready, having my morning coffee, watching the news, etc. So during this morning coffee, I would like to practice Italian. I learned Italian at uni and I have not progressed at all as much as I want to. I'm so behind and just not as good as I would like to be. So I really want to improve. I re-downloaded this app called Memrise, not sponsored in any way, but I used to use Memrise when I learned Russian. And so I re-downloaded it because I think it's great. It's not like Duolingo type, which I don't really like Duolingo. I've tried to learn a lot of languages on Duolingo, it just doesn't work. I think Duolingo is good just for vocabulary. If you have a starting level in the language to improve, but not baseline. I'm using Memrise because it teaches you, real phrases used by real people. You have a bunch of different types you hear and see real people. You can interact with AI and like have a fake conversation. I know, don't support AI, but in this context, it is good and things like that. It's much more about learning the language in a native way, which I really appreciate. So those are my goals. goals for 2026. I hope that I can keep them. I really pray. I think especially what's important for me is the exercise. I would really like to get that exercise down. The Italian, and I think the phone. The journaling is less important just because it hasn't become a habit yet. If it becomes a habit, then it will become more important. Now, I have all of the books that I bought from London. Also, guys, I bought another book. I'm going to show you. I bought another book after I posted my Christmas book haul. I have a problem, I know. I went to my absolute favorite place on earth, Hatchet's. Hatchet's, I love you, please sponsor me, please. If there's one thing or one company I want to be sponsored by, it's Hatchet's. I love you, Hatchet's. I only buy my books from Hatchet's in the UK, by the way. I do not buy books from anywhere else, apart from charity shops. Like new books, I only buy from Hatchet's in the UK. I bought Giovanni's Room. I just have been wanting to read this. It's been on my list. It was on my Christmas list and I didn't get it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it myself. So this is the Penguin Modern Classics edition. This is the only edition that they had. I've seen some other editions, but I think this is a pretty sexy edition. Sometimes I don't like the print in Penguin Modern Classics, but I don't know if this is secondhand or it's old, but the print is like smudged and weird and annoying to read. Or it might be because it's old. I don't know. This was a gift from someone, but it was really, I just didn't like reading that. Whereas you can see on this one, it's much nicer. I don't know if this is just so small and I'm being just like strange, but for me, it's a difference. This is supposed to be just incredible. I have nothing else to say. I know it's a gay love story. I know it's very sad, but I know it's absolutely amazing. So I bought it. I'm gonna make a cup of tea. Then I'm gonna go get all the books out of my suitcase because I just arrived, so everything is still in my suitcase. And then we're gonna put everything on my bookshelf. I'm also gonna unhaul a bunch of books. I don't know about you, but I often get in moods where I just want to get rid of stuff. I don't know if this is just me and like my New Year attitude, but I want to get rid of stuff. And sometimes I'm in moods where I don't want to get rid of anything and I want everything to stay. Right now I'm in the mood of getting rid of stuff, so we're gonna get rid of some books. We are now at the site of the bookshelves. And we need to see what we're gonna get rid of. So, we got a lot of books, and it's time to get rid of some to actually make space. So, one book I'm definitely getting rid of, which I was already planning to get rid of, but now it's a time. It's Akiko's Quiet Happiness. This was an ARC sent to me by a publisher. I read quite a lot, actually. I read about half. I read up until here. Basically 200 pages of this, and it's not going anywhere. I swear you can't see my face. I'm gonna put this higher, I think. It's not going anywhere. I don't get it. It's not that I don't like it, it's just it's not going anywhere. It's so slow. I'm bored, and I can't be bothered to finish it, and it's a series, and I don't want to read the series. Honestly, if you like very slow burn books that are about, you know, like it's like a lost relationship between two people, then it's very slow burn. If you like that, I recommend this to you. For me, no. Next thing that's going, I was looking at my bookshelves earlier and I was like, what am I either really honestly not going to read, or what do I just not care about? So I rarely, and I mean rarely, get rid of books that I've read because I like to have them on my shelves. Firstly, to show people. Secondly, to think about. You know, I might just be passing and be like, oh yeah, I read that. Like, gets me thinking. Or thirdly, if I'm going to come back to it, obviously. However, one book that I don't really think about and I don't think I'll come back to is basically this piece of Muslim poetry that I picked up at the second-hand bookshop at the bottom of my road. It's by Iqbal, Talking Issue and Allah's Answer. This was good, like don't get me wrong, I'm not like slandering this in any way. This was very beautifully written poetry, but I don't think about it. I'm not Muslim. I don't really think about it. I think it was good for my culture. It's basically about Muslims and God not really responding to the problems in the world, and you know what a Muslim's supposed to do if God is not responding. I'm also not religious, but I don't think this, I'm going to be reading it again. So it's going to go to someone that maybe will appreciate it more than me. This means that there's now space for Giovanni's room. There's some books that I took to England and actually didn't end up reading, funnily enough. Client 4 by Even War, I took and I didn't read. So this goes here. This, equally, I don't think I'm gonna get rid of anything on this shelf. I have 1, 2, 3 Thomas Hardy books that I've never read. I don't think I'm gonna read Under the Greenwood Tree ever. Like, I think I'm gonna get rid of Under the Greenwood Tree because I know Far from the Manic Ground, Test of Dove are like his two biggest ones, which I think I will eventually read. Under the Greenwood Tree, I've never heard anyone speak about, and I know it matches my Far from the Manic Crowd, but at the end of the day, like, meh. So it's going. I said I was in a get rid mood, and I'm in a get rid mood, so it's going, guys. This shelf right here is like my random classics. This book right here was actually sent to me. It's The Tartar's Death by Dino Buzzati. And if I'm being real, I have no interest to read this. I've heard it is very amazing, but I'm just not bothered. I don't know, I get this feeling with the book that if I'm just not bothered, I'm just not bothered and it's not going to be read. And I have loads of books here that I want to read that are, and they need to be put on the shelf. I'm thinking someone else is going to enjoy this more than me, and I would rather give it to someone else than have it sat on my shelf where it's just not going to be read. So I bought Collages by Anais Nin. It was, again, in the secondhand bookshop. This has so few reviews on Goodreads. I don't think anyone has ever read this. I think I would rather read her like bigger novels, like A Spy House of Love, her journals kind of thing, than just like a random work that no one really talks about. It's gonna go. Also, I like never think about reading that. Something that I think is definitely gonna go is this book, which is Uncertain Glory by Juan Salas. I read this in the summer of 2024. I actually read this not by accident, but essentially I found the sequel to this book, Winds of the Night, in a Waterstones clearance sale, and it was like £1. And I didn't realize it was a sequel, so I bought this book, and this was so boring. I literally never think about this book. The only thing I think about this book is how boring it was. It's about the Catalan Civil War, and I just don't think about it, so it's gonna go. We have Rachel Cusk's Parade. I kind of want to keep this just for the look of having multiple Rachel Cusk books, but I also hated this. I literally never think about this, and I did not like it at all, so I think it can go. Josephine Hart, Damage. I bought this on a whim because my grandma said she liked it, but I also never think about this, have no like desire to read it. So it's gonna go as well. This is a memoir that I read. It's called There Was Night and There Was Morning by Sarah Sherborne. Now this was good. I gave this like 3.5 or 4 stars. This was good, but I'm just never gonna reread it. It was basically about growing up in an Orthodox Jewish community, and basically about how God abandons you. Like you grow up thinking that God loves you and is there, but you suffer this horrors of life and you realize that God is actually not there and can disappear. It was good, very good. I recommend this, but I'm just not going to keep it because I'm never going to read it again. I'm probably never going to think about it again. Even though it was good, I don't know if that makes sense. So now we've got rid of all the books. It is now time to put all the new books on their shelves. I still don't think there's enough space. We might even have to do some reorganization or just put things in random places, but we're going to try it. What I think I'm gonna do is move like slightly more like modern-ish books, like mid to late 1900s books, down onto this shelf. This is my like contemporary lit fic, and I think like it's contemporary-ish, so it's close enough. Now we can put this next to each other. Look how nice that looks. Oh my god, I just realized they're not the same fucking size. Who does that? What we can do is go like this. I've got some other books that need to go. So I've got some Daphne du Maurier. I don't know if this will fit here though. Okay, that shelf is now full. So as you can see, this is what we're working with. After midnight, this thing by Daphne du Maurier is gonna go here. That's taking up a lot of space. Same with the Iliad. There's these big hardbacks which are gonna take up so much space. The Charles Dickens book up here, it is. Look at that, guys. We have my 2 Folio Society books, which I was never planning to put on here. I have no idea where I'm going to put them, but they need to be put somewhere where I can display them, which I think is going to be on my other bookshelf. I have this little book in Russian, which my friend Mary gave me. I don't know where I'm going to put this either. It might go in like the foreign language, because this is foreign languages here. I might put it in the foreign language section, but just on top. Like that. I think. I have this book, which I took off the shelves, which is a book my grandma gave me, which is about astrology and zodiacs and things. So I don't want to give it away because it's from my grandma, so it's special. We have A Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol is going to go back over there. So I feel like let's go over there and sort out the rest of the books that are left. So as you can see here, we have my other tiny little bookshelf. There's magazines here. Above that, there are textbooks for school. Then we have my like fashion hardback books. So that's where I'm thinking this is gonna go, the Louis Vuitton Style Principles. So it's gonna have to go on the other side. A Christmas Carol was there. But now we have this big boy to think about as well. Will this fit like this? Okay, well that's what's gonna happen then. That was way simpler than I thought it was gonna be. Folio Society editions. This one is too tall to go there. They are both too tall. This one I want to be facing out because it has this. If I take you, I can, oh my god, I'll transform this into a selfie stick. That's so fun. It's a selfie stick! What I can do is I have this, which is where my big fashion books are and my cloth-bound classics are there, as you can see. Ignore the base of my little Christmas tree. What I could do is put them here. If I were to move these games, I think they would go here. So I could put this like this. No, it's not gonna go flat. Also, there's a book from up here that needs to go down here. So I think that would also work. We can go like this. Now we have Piranesi, Dostoevsky short stories, and the fashion designer's book here. And that is, I'm pretty sure, all of the books. Also, I just realized that the cup of tea I made I never drank. So I'm gonna reheat that and then we're gonna talk. All the books are on the shelves now, and the only thing left is this big Asulin book, which I think is just gonna go on my coffee table, because obviously it's not gonna go on my bookshelves. I would actually like to read this at some point. It seems really cool. I think this will just go on my coffee table for the moment. And then tomorrow we're gonna go, I think I'm gonna go to the free book box. There is a place, which you guys, I've mentioned it many times on my account, called Boulinier, which is essentially a book donation shop where everything is like 1, 2, 3, 4 euros. It's incredible. They even have CDs, they have films, they have magazines, they have everything. It's amazing. You can give books there, but they give you money for them, but it's usually like 1, 2 euros. Like, it's really nothing. It's also a long queue to give books, because some people bring like bags of books and they do get like, 30, 40 euros. But to just give like 10-ish books is not that many. And this is like really for people when they move house or someone dies, they all go to Boulinier and they just like give a bunch of books. So I think there's a free book box near my house, but tomorrow we will go there because it's Sunday. I do have an exam, but I'm just refusing to revise before Monday. And I think tonight, I'm just gonna clean a bit. Yeah, I don't think I'll unpack today either. I'll unpack tomorrow. I might put the washing machine on, watch some YouTube videos, maybe do some journaling. If I get a good idea, try to keep up with the 2026 ideas. And admire the new bookshelf. It looks really good actually, even though my system has kind of been ruined because I now have too many books. It still looks pretty good. I'm still happy with it. The only thing I actually don't like is the bright orange, let me show you. The bright orange spine of the Daphne du Maurier. Who decided it would be bright orange? It looks, everything's so aesthetic, and then there's bright orange. It's annoying me. Doesn't matter. I mean, I can always take off the dust cover, to be honest. When I have to put the book that I'm reading now, of Love and Other Demons, I don't know where that's gonna go. There's space with the bright orange Daphne du Maurier, so that's where it's gonna have to go, even though it doesn't fit in with literally any of those themes. Boy's gonna do what a boy's gonna do. Also, I bought a pen to start journaling. I bought this one. It's the Pennet 05 pen. It's super nice. It is, I don't know what type of point this is. I don't know if it's gonna get close enough. Yeah, it won't focus on it, but you can see like a very fine point. Really nice pen anyway to write with, so that's what I got. And it was really cheap. It was like £3. Good morning. It is now Sunday morning. I had a really nice sleep. Had a very slow morning. I think it's about 11:20 right now. I had a very slow morning. I woke up at like 9:45. Did not do much this morning. I can't lie, I did not do my Italian. Am I already failing my New Year's goal? Possibly. I don't think so. I told myself it's Sunday, we can relax, it's okay. Today, we have some things to do. I'm gonna go and give the books to the free book box. So I say give, I'm gonna put them in. Then I need to buy some coffee. I need to buy some candles, washing up liquid, very boring things. I need to unpack. I barely even feel rested. I feel like I need another 2 weeks. One very strange thing for me coming into the French system from British boarding school, because I went to boarding school in England, is that we had such long holidays in England. I had a month off for Christmas. I had a month off for Easter, 2 months for summer. The French education system does not do that. It is so intense, and I honestly have no breaks. I just had 1.5 weeks for Christmas. I do not have a break in October. I don't have a break at all any other time during the year apart from Christmas and summer, and I had maybe 5 days for Easter. I'm not used to having half terms nor month-long breaks, so I'm really feeling burnt out. That's also why I'm trying to get off the phone and do more things for me this year. But But I also had some interesting thoughts in the shower. As you can tell, my hair is wet. I was listening to the Call Me By Your Name soundtrack. Even though I don't love the book, I do love the film. I think the film is beautiful. My boyfriend is gonna hate me for this because he absolutely hates the film. He works in film and he hates that film, but I love that film. And for me, really, I love movie soundtracks. I think movie soundtracks are really something that's really stuck with me. Music for me brings a lot of emotion. Music is very important to me, but I listen to a lot of soundtracks. And for me, I think the Call Me By Your Name score is possibly one of the best scores ever done. I mean, it's incredible. The music that was made for that film is just amazing. I mean, I know a lot of it wasn't made. Just the composition and the songs chosen were truly exceptional. I think the same thing will happen for the Wuthering Heights movie. Even though I hate the book, and I'm also gonna hate that the movie has misrepresented the book, I can still appreciate good aesthetics. But I was thinking in the shower, listening to the Call Me By Your Name soundtrack, what actually is it like to not to be able to love? Such a deep thought for 10 o'clock in the morning. But I was thinking, you know, Call Me By Your Name, if we forget about the grooming and the pedo and the very strange things, actually is also about your urges and your desires when you're not allowed to do something. More specifically, when you can't love someone or you're scared to love someone. And I think in the modern age, well, I say modern, the contemporary age, it's a very foreign sentiment because everyone, you know, we've sort of obliterated most class structures when it comes to love. It does still exist in some areas, but not really. You know, in Western society, we do not have anti-gay marriage laws, and most people are allowed to love whoever they want, and most people support that. The physical idea of not being able to love someone, not because you don't want to, but because the society around you says you can't, how horrible and how strange a feeling that must be, that to deny yourself something that is inherently humanity's existence. This got really philosophical, and I'm just having my second coffee today. I think I need to have my coffee. We need to go deliver some books. I know I look insane right now with my scarf, but it's so cold in Paris. Like, I don't know how many, it's like 2 degrees max. There's no way it's more than 2 degrees. I just donated the books. Luckily there's no one in the square today, which is nice. I realized I look so tired. I'm gonna go buy my coffee and then go do some home decor. My hair looks so bad, but it's okay. But I donated the books. If anyone's in Paris, it's Square Samuel Paty next to the Sorbonne, if anyone wants to get them before they go. Well, I'm gonna upload this video, I hope tonight. So it hopefully should still be there if you're in Paris and you want some free English books. So, we did some shopping. Also, my neighbors are literally looking at me right now, which is really embarrassing. I bought coffee. I love coffee. I love my Nespresso machine. I'm fully addicted and I will not deny it. So please ignore my bin, it is broken. I have the Virtuo machine, which is the worst thing ever designed because you can only buy the pods from Nespresso. I understand that it was a marketing technique, but it's annoying. So I'm gonna be putting these here. And as you saw, I went to my favorite place on earth. I actually can't pronounce the shop's name, but there was a clip of it. And I bought a bunch of candles. These candles are so cheap. They're like 86 cents like pennies each. So all of these candles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles were €8. I would have been cheaper if I didn't get this. This doesn't have a price, but I think this was like 3 or 4 euros. I have a big candle bill because I love candles. Then, as you also saw, I went to Maison du Monde, which I actually did not know was in Châtelet. And obviously they had that beautiful candelabra which I wanted to buy, but I couldn't afford it. It was 45 euros. And then I saw those ones in H&M, which are also beautiful, but they were 30 euros. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm gonna buy this for 30 euros, I should just go back to Maison du Monde and spend the 45 on the one I actually want. But instead, I bought this little thing for my bathroom because currently, like what my toothbrushes are in, I like this disgusting, like old mug, basically. It was there when I got this apartment and I just haven't changed it. And now we're changing it because, to be honest, it's ugly as hell. And that's kind of all the chores done for today. So I think we're just gonna chill at home and have a good afternoon. Good evening. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little vlog with me. This is a new type of video maybe I'm going to be doing often, kind of a mix of some thoughts that I had combined with just a vlog. I'd like to also start doing some video essays, but I might start doing that, I'm not sure. I will also be doing a 2025 reading wrapped for my TikTok, and I am going to do a longer video for YouTube. I hope to do that next week. I wanted to do it today, but I had too many things to do. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.